Sorry, guys.
How are you doing?
Listen, great photos.
Oh, thank you.
I want to know who that guy was running now.
Which one?
I saw one online, guy running down Maple Street.
Oh, yeah, I have no
I'm like,
What is he thinking, man? I don't know.
how did he get through the snow? Because Maple Street wasn't done.
Yeah, with sneakers on.
I know. I mean, you've seen me out there. I mean, I'm pretty hardy, but I'm like,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
you know,
Like, why even be out there to begin with? I don't mind running.
well, I don't, like, there was a woman running down South End today, but the
Yeah.
street's clear.
The street's
Maple
clear.
Street sucks.
Yeah, totally, man. Totally.
I was like, oh, yeah. I was chuckling when I saw that. I said, he had to take that picture.
Only crazy man ain't going around everything I walk. At least they took out the layer of roll-up chairs they had over here last time. My God, we were like back here, on top of the table. Actually, that'd be pretty cool if we put some steps here, just instead of.
I got it.
Otherwise, yeah.
Risers are great, but they're always bothering.
Oh, yeah. Then your video looks like you're on the high seas.
No, having taken video from the high seas, I'd rather be on a boat than a riser.
Oh, yeah.
Prime spot today. Is that a different camera? It looks small.
Yeah, it's funny, I was looking to see whose gloves they were, because I was asking people, I'm like,
Yeah.
so I just put them back on the table, like, someone will come back for them.
Well, not even 5 minutes we were outside and we tried to get back in and they were like, no, everybody's,
And you know, the funny thing is, so what day did you come on?
we were
I
just,
think it was Tuesday.
Tuesday, like this morning.
no.
So we were, I think
you
you
were
were
right.
right, it was the mayor and the chief of staff, so they actually had to wait, because the door was.
It actually worked out, so on the way
And
back.
then somebody from the.
There was an issue at
service came and locked the door,
But they just went out.
everybody
So
left.
like I said,
But I just left the gloves there, I went
that
out.
was the last call. John up was like, did you stop by?
And then somebody, they would come back and fix it.
Oh, it was great. I couldn't drive.
I've already been in case of this.
It was good that it was last actually.
We call it.
I work over here, but I could find for us that.
That's great. I remember some of this, but.
No, we lucked out. Really, the only problem was we did lose. We lost connection to the water library. I think it lost power in the COA. So I think that whole area had lost power. We lucked out.
I noticed these sculptures, and like I was waiting for kids to walk by, working, and they're really crazy and frame. But to get that exact shot, I stood up on it.
Why else?
You know, the outside sea, it's concrete, it's wet. My glasses were never just bad. It doesn't cover all the way, so the glasses were.
That's being a little petty.
Somewhere.
But they
But
gotta,
I only realized it's when I got the shot.
because you know it's the blue, the race.
I got it.
Because if we can't get up that far, the city would be on I don't know, they don't have money.
This is sleep. So I couldn't see it the first time.
So we were on some, so before the school started, Sharon, we were 500 percent off. So I figured this is probably the overtime, something, the contractors. Classes aren't cheap.
I can see Hi, good morning.
James? Jim? Jim? Good, how are you? You wanted to start, you still shoveling?
A little bit. Should be back up now.
It's like free gyms. How you gotta look at it? 30 seconds.
They're walking me down.
Help yourself, please. Help yourself. Good morning, Colin, Frank. Hey, Tim, good morning. Hey, what's going on, John? Hey, help yourself. Thomas in the back. Great.
Just don't eat it. Yeah, go somewhere else. It's tough because you're going to sugar, I promise, like, I don't know, I don't slow it down, but I just want to choose to have more sugar. Even if it's natural, it's still sugar. I just try to do more. That's the problem. People do that favorite stuff. Yeah, an aftertaste or something. I don't know if that's full range. You start reading some of the stuff that's in there, like, is this really better?
My hand's just like this, Jim. Grab, feel it, that's all. Good to see you.
What's going on? She has to stay up there. He said we're probably gonna have to wait another day. I think we'll have a break. Just putting it to the job. I'm quite figuring it out. Hot
No, fine.
So my neighborhood doesn't have sidewalks, but my neighbor has sidewalks. But no one else does. I don't know what happened there. So I didn't know where the sidewalk was. And I'm looking at like, I can't show someone, so this guy was doing what he can do.
It's so hidden that you'll never, I don't have one.
A pile.
I think the biggest we have a camera, so. Yes, I guess I what it was with that, I wish it was on that, they never worked out. How are you?
So I brought reinforcements.
Hey, Brian, good to see you. Hey, good morning, Sean. You ready to go? All right, good morning, everybody. Is everybody ready to go? Ready with the live feed? Okay. All right, so good morning. I wanted to give everybody an update on where things are with storm response. Bears reminding everybody that this was a very large storm, the largest on record here in New Bedford, and the records go back to the mid-19th century. So some of us are old enough to remember the blizzard of '78. This beat the blizzard of '78 by almost a foot of snow, and then coupled with that, of course, was winds that ranged up to 70 miles an hour, almost hurricane force, that intensified the snow in so many conceivable ways. Wanted to introduce everybody who's up here. Ward 3 Councilor Sean Oliver, Councilor at Large Brian Gomes, Council President Ryan Pereira, Ward 6 Councilor, Jamie Potter, Commissioner of Public Infrastructure, Police Chief Jason Thode, Brian Nobrega, our Director of Emergency Management, and School Superintendent Andrew O'Leary. So I have everybody here because this was has been and continues to be a collective effort, but we're at a little bit of an inflection point right now, and I want to explain to everybody where things are. So just by way of background and reminder, during the height of the storm on Monday, we reached a point where it became really impossible to clear side streets. So the visibility was less than 10 feet in front of our plow trucks. We've posted some images of what that looked like from the vantage point of the plow drivers. It was unsafe to be on small streets where there wasn't, frankly, a whole lot of play, right? You have a situation where the plows can hit cars, they can hit other things, pedestrians. And so we made the decision to pull those vehicles off of those narrow streets and put them on the mains. I know that other cities had pulled everybody off entirely. We wanted people to stick with it, and so we were in a good position starting the next day because the mains were pretty clear and you could get around much of the city. But that's also left, as I noted at the last press conference, a whole lot of streets side streets that needed to be attended to, the vast majority of them in the city. And so that has been the work that has been going on this week, unblocking those roadways. And I'm here to say that considerable progress has been made through the work of DPI as well as DFFM and everybody else who's been driving on a plow truck. There are very few streets that are that are blocked right now. When I say blocked, it's not to say there isn't ice on the road, there aren't piles. It's just to say there isn't an obstacle in the roadway impeding progress. We've received information from residents. City Council has fed DPI a number of locations that we've been able to attend to, and there were very few left. Last night I drove around for almost 2 hours to survey things and in part to identify those streets that are blocked, and identified 8, and by this morning they were all clear. So we're down to very few. We encourage people to let us know if your street is blocked, because that's the priority right now, unblocking streets. And then we'll go on to the other things that we're about to do. But the good news is that there are very few left. I don't have an exact number, and it's impossible to get an exact number until it's all done, until everybody stops calling about a blocked street. So the other thing I just want to say is just to report out something about power outages. As of Monday evening, we had 5,037 customers without power. 2 days later, it was down to 6. That is attributable to a whole lot of hard work. I really commend, a number of you have heard me criticize Eversource before for various things, and I have to say I have to compliment the work of Eversource. They really stuck with it to get the city powered back up. They were part of the reason why it worked was because they embedded themselves here, and they worked very closely with Brian Nobriga and DPI to get to those places that were otherwise unreachable, so they could effectively flip the switch back on and do the repairs that were necessary. So that was pretty remarkable that as of Monday evening, over 5,000 customers were without power, and then by Wednesday, it was down to 6. Right now, there are some folks who are without power. I think the last estimate this morning was about 300. Those are temporary outages because there are some repairs that have to be done. So that's being addressed. Other things that are of note, the water and wastewater systems never went down. The Port of New Bedford was only closed for 1 day. It's back open. Things got attended to very quickly there. The airport is back open as well. Obviously, City Hall is open, and I really appreciate all the work that folks undertook to do that. We're back in business here at City Hall. Other city offices are also open, a number of them. The libraries are all open except for Casa da Cidade, which isn't open on Fridays anyway. So what's closed right now are senior centers, the senior center, the adult day centers, the recycling center, and the zoo. They'll all be open on Monday. Trash collection we've talked about, but just bears repeating that we have suspended trash service for this week, so it will resume normal service on Monday. And the reason we did that has everything to do with the ability of trash trucks to get up and down the streets. By the time we had delayed it a day, and then a second day, it started to get to the point where it made more sense to push it out till next week and resume a normal schedule. So that is happening. That's what's happening now. We don't want garbage strewn all over. We don't want stuck garbage trucks. We don't want barrels knocked over because when the snow melts, it lays it all bare, and we don't want a city that's filled up with trash. So I appreciate everybody's patience with that, but that'll get going. As I said, Superintendent O'Leary is here. The schools will reopen on Monday. The challenge with the schools is some of it has to do with clearing the schools themselves, but it's primarily about bus routes and the ability of buses to safely navigate the city and make turns around big corners and to see kids and all that. So that's why schools remain closed today. It's not because they're not otherwise ready to go. It is the fact that we need to get kids to and from school safely, and so that work is ongoing right now. Then that's true also of New Bedford Voc as well as the charter schools. I will note, happily, that the New Bedford High School state tournament basketball game will be going on. It will still happen on Sunday at New Bedford High School. The lot is clear, and the team is good. So come out and cheer for them. So that's what's been, and then I'll also note that SRTA is not running today. When they will be up and running will be determined soon. We'll probably have an update for folks tomorrow. So looking forward, people should know that the work has not stopped. We're trying to get things back in business as swiftly as possible, but the work has not stopped. So right now, the city has in play about 75 pieces of equipment. That's down a little bit. We've had a number of, as we do with big snowstorms, we've had some pieces of equipment that are down for repair. But the big thing is that we're not doing, most of those pieces are plows on trucks of various sizes, many of them pickup trucks. The work right now isn't much in the way of plowing, and there's still a little bit of that to do in certain parking lots, but it's basically excavation at this point. And that's where the contractors, the city has some of that equipment, that front-end loaders and dump trucks, but that's where the contractors have made a big difference. So let me tell you a little bit about what we have in place. The state of Connecticut's Department of Transportation is here. They have these two enormous blowers that some people have seen going up and down streets, which are very efficient and pretty cool to watch. 12 tri-axle dump trucks as well. So that's you may have seen my post last night at the Irvox site. All those big dump trucks are coming and going around the clock, which is really good to see. The DW White, a local contractor, but one that contracts directly with the state primarily, is here. They have 12 loaders, 6 tractor trailers, 17 tri-axles, 2 skid steers, and they've been here since Tuesday night. I want to thank Mark White, who's a local guy, New Bedford area guy, and for his work. I know he does work around the state and elsewhere. The DW White is a big outfit, but it's based here, and I just really appreciate his paying attention to New Bedford. We have a Connecticut contractor that's been really great, called FSM. They've had 3 blower trucks, 3 loaders here since yesterday morning. They are plowing, they're going right through the street, up and down, which has been good. Local contractors, have brought in 5 loaders, 5 backhoes, 1 trailer, 12 triaxles, 4 roll-off dump trucks, and a partridge in the pear tree. Just kidding. There's a lot that has been in play there, and I want to thank the Healy administration for facilitating the connection with a lot of those contractors. They've come in. They've been very useful along the way. So as I said, we're identifying places where streets are blocked. We want to unblock those streets. That work's almost done. It's almost done. And again, I want to thank the councilors, all 3 of the councilors you see here, and several of their colleagues have been very helpful in identifying those streets, filtering. We have lots of people who are speaking up. They've helped us filter out where things should be prioritized. So I want to thank all of you guys for doing that work. It's been very helpful. So we're removing those piles. The next thing is widening the streets. There's some streets that are curb to curb, others aren't. The narrower streets are not curb to curb. We will be working around the clock to deal with that. A couple of other things. The parking ban has to remain in place because of that work. The widening of streets, the removal of piles, that cannot happen well and effectively if we don't have a parking ban in place. So I know this has been like the longest parking ban we've ever dealt with, longest that I can ever remember. But it's necessary so that the work can get done and leave streets in a safe condition for everybody, pedestrians and motorists. Let me just say a couple of other things. People can be helpful by clearing out storm drains. We're going to get a very welcomed warm-up tomorrow. There'll be some melting that's going to help. If you can clear hydrants, but especially storm drains, just so that to free that up, that would be great. I ask again, people, and we see this from time to time, councilors see it as well. There are people who shovel into the street. Please don't do that. It doesn't help. Somebody's going to have to come by and deal with that. And our plow crews have been going around and around all day long, and so they might not be able to get to that particular place soon. So please shovel away from the street. Let me say also just a couple of things. We've gone through great lengths and great expense, which we haven't added up yet, but we will and make that public, how much this is all going to cost and how much might be reimbursable, which may be an open question for a while. But we've gone to great lengths to clear the city streets. We're at a point, though, where we will be at a point, not yet, but we will be at a point when we'll say, look, it doesn't make sense to continue to clear every last snowflake from the sides of the streets. So there will be some level of piles around. There will be on warm days, and it's supposed to warm up next week. It's supposed to get cooler on, I guess, Monday, and then warm up over the course of the week. So again, some good melting, but it's going to be sloppy. So don't wear your best shoes out in the middle of the week, or actually tomorrow. Bad idea. But more to the point, we're going to have to just bear with that. This is an inconvenience that people in much of the northern half of the United States have to deal with. We usually don't have, in Greater New Bedford, we usually don't have snow hanging around for a long time because it melts quickly. Well, this snow's going to melt soon enough, but it's just a lot of snow. So people will see piles for a while here. So I ask people just to keep that in mind. The other thing is, I just want to say, thanks to a whole lot of city employees. The city performed extraordinarily well. We were standing here in City Hall, despite having the biggest snowstorm in the city's history, and City Hall's open. And not every municipality in southern New England can say that. And I'm not looking to draw comparisons, but I want to make the point that which has been evident to the folks we talk to at the state and other places, which is that New Bedford is extremely effective at snow removal. It may not seem that way when you look out your window and you don't see your street plowed within a day of the end of the snowfall, but New Bedford has approximately 300 miles of roadway in a very densely populated city, and the effectiveness of our operation isn't because we have abundant resources. It's because we have a whole lot of people who work together and work very thoughtfully and effectively and relentlessly to get the job done, and that is what they have been doing. So I really want to thank all the city employees. Pretty much every city agency has been involved in this overall effort. I want to thank the contractors who've been out there. A lot of them have worked really hard and taken a lot of pride in the work, and so that's been really useful as well. They've really stepped up. I want to thank people like Domino's Pizza that donated a whole lot of pizzas to city employees for nothing. I want to thank the folks at PACA for setting up the warming center, Carl Alves and Danielle Brown and others who've brought people in from the cold at a very critical time. They've literally saved lives. I want to thank the Healy administration again for stepping up and providing very key resources at a very, very key period of time for our efforts. And I just, as far as the other thing I would just say is I really want to thank all the city residents who have gone out of their way to help others, shoveling people out, pushing cars out of snowbanks, running errands for people, helping people get off of an unplowed street to a main street so that they can get to a doctor's appointment, giving people rides. There's been countless stories, and I think I've observed it, and it comes with to me, really prompts a surge of pride that I get to be the mayor of a city where there's so many generous people and people who are not sitting around, whining and not complaining, but actually stepping up and helping others. And I think that's when you get right down to it, that's why we have a great city. So with all that, I'll open it up for questions.
Mayor,
Go, Tim.
I understand that the city have requested assistance from the National Guard, and they've not gotten back. Has the National Guard helped at all? They've gotten back to the city about assisting in snow removal operations?
So the request, and we can share it with you if you'd like, Tim, the request was for assets from the State Department of Transportation or the Mass National Guard. To my mind, it doesn't matter whether we get a piece, a front-end loader, or a dump truck that's driven by a soldier in uniform or civilian. I just want the dump truck and someone who knows how to operate it. So we got, I would say, an ample amount of resources from the state to get the job done, and it helped out at a really key time.
Do you have a timeline for the parking ban or any parameters you might use for when that might end?
Well, we'll take a look at it probably tomorrow morning, and we'll make an announcement then. And it's really a question of what needs to be plowed. We can't or excavate effectively, and certainly in the narrower streets around the city, if the parking ban is not in effect. If there are cars in the way, it just makes it a lot harder. Sure.
What about the out-of-state help and talks of reimbursement? Who's currently funding all the out-of-state help currently?
Well, it's a combination of the city and the state. So how much the state reimburses us is an open question. That's something that we're going to have to work through. Whether part of that will turn, as I understand it, on whether the president declares a state of emergency for certain areas that are hardest hit. That triggers FEMA reimbursement eligibility for those areas. And so that's an open question right now.
For Chief Doty, if you are familiar, there was an incident on the south end, a robbery at a package store. Obviously, the suspect was apprehended in that instance, but are you aware of any other sort of Blizzard ne'er-do-wells or conversely, any success or bright stories that you would be willing to share?
No, I mean, as you know, that incident happened. We were able to investigate. Detectives did a great job, and we were able to make an arrest very quickly in that instance. We did not see anything else really that was odd. That individual was in shorts in a blizzard, so that was a little bit strange. But no, I mean,
from Springfield, not New Bedford.
also true. But no, I think if you look at social media, you just see everyone from the city. Our officers really stepped up, helping people shovel, helping people carry groceries. It was just a lot of kind of warm, feel-good stories is really what we got out of this.
You mentioned the closure of the port. Obviously, that's the biggest industry, but what was the cost to that, and also the small businesses around New Bedford? Do we have any sense of, have a lot of businesses been able to open? Is there anything that the city did to help them get reopened besides the street plowing?
Well, the street plow, we plowed them. The port was plowed. A lot of the municipal piers were plowed. We try to plow the way for them so they can do business.
Yeah, is plowing the piers require special equipment, or is that the same sort of
Same plows, same kind of snow.
Yeah.
We've seen on the Rhode Island side of things, DEM allowing municipalities to dump excess snow into certain waterways. Is that something on the radar of the city or the state?
I don't think we'll need to do that, at least not yet. It's all going to melt and find its way to the ocean, of course, but if you guys go, well, you've got the cameras. A good shot would be to go down to the Aerovox site and take a look at the mountains of snow there. It's not the only place where we've been putting snow. We've been putting it down there in the municipal parking lots down by the beaches, as well as over at the Eversource site. I don't think we had to do the Elko Dress site, but Aerovox is, that's quite an operation going on down there. So kind of looks like the wall in Game of Thrones. So you go check it out. Yeah. All right. Anything else, Tim?
Colin.
Colin, sorry.
No worries.
I'm sorry.
You're good. For Commissioner Pond, it's been mentioned there's 300 miles of roadway in New Bedford. Do you know how many streets that works out to? And do you know, like, for people who are wondering, like, how many streets were cleared each day? And obviously there's the...
Well, you're talking about a block, or are you talking about a
number
whole
of streets.
street names, how many named streets there are in the city?
Yeah.
We can get you that.
Okay. And then
Sorry about the name confusion. Did you have something? No, I'm sorry.
the other question is, how much progress did you make per day? Like, I heard, 2/3 of streets were cleared by yesterday morning. Do you have Monday was 1/3, yesterday 2/3, 3/3, or?
So cleared means as in unblocked?
Okay.
No, I'm asking you, how do you define cleared?
Yeah, unblocked, or whatever your definition you're using. How did you track the progress, and what was the progress over the days?
I want to speak to that, I mean, it's not precise, but go ahead.
It's tough to get that. We had to address a lot of emergencies and one-offs, but as aid rolled in and contractors were onboarded, we increased that process every day. So it ramped up daily. I think your estimations are pretty close, but I don't have an exact figure for that.
Anyone else? All right, guys, thank you.
All right, thank you, everybody, appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks, guys, for coming, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.